Yep, that's me. I don't really feel like existing right now, so you're not going to see my face. So let's just make some nice stuff for my friends. The one that started it all, the claw machine, I decided I would take some chain, attach it to the top of the globe, make a little hook, and then stuff it with something. It ended up being pom-poms from the dollar store. And for the outside, I decided to just paint it with acrylic paint. Like I said, this was the original. I had this gift idea for one friend and decided to make the others. My other friend really likes horror movies, so I asked them some of their favorites, and they said The Menu, which I've referenced on this channel before. Instantly, we were like, oh, okay, so this is where it turns into The Menu. I decided to make a modeling clay burger for some reason. I have no idea what I'm doing there, and then do some lettering for the quote, which I'm also really bad at. My friend works with marine animals and scuba dives, so this one was pretty easy. I envisioned the diver floating in a tank with an octopus, because that's their favorite sea creature. And I originally intended to make a big tentacle on the outside with the modeling clay, but I ended up just using paint, because, this friend was the hardest, but they're a teddy bear of a person, so we're just gonna wing it. Screw bottom ornaments from Michaels. Lots of glue options, but I only used the Lock Light. Way more acrylic paint than shown. Air dry modeling clay, emphasis on air dry. All from the $1.25 store. Felt, blue gem, sea glass, bells. And now to get really festive, mini trees, pom-poms, and a squishy bear. The scuba divers are from Amazon, and not pictured is wire, chain, pliers, metallic markers, Sharpies, a paper bag, and existential holiday dread. I already have like the pom-poms in here. I might take out some of the big ones. They're a little too big. I don't know if I want to leave the bells in here, but we're going to do that. Update, I found 2 little pieces of chain that were already broken. Perfect. And found my wire. To make the claw, I made a little arch with the wire, but I realized you have to double it up and then twist it. It makes it a little more substantial so that you can see it. Do a twisty, and then another twisty, and then another one. Yes, there we go. That kind of looks like a little claw, doesn't it? Tell me yes. I don't want to hear anything to the contrary. I do wish, though, that this was gold. I painted it and the chains gold. Here we go. Yes. Where is my painter's tape, you may ask? That is a fantastic question. Let the chain come here. Space of the puffies, but like maybe here. Okay. I'm gonna try it out. I think I'm just gonna freehand it. It's gonna look probably about the same. I'm making a little felt sandwich. 1 on the top to attach to the ornament, 2 on the bottom to secure the chain. They're a little bit smaller than the top piece. Be warned, the glue does eat through the felt a little bit. Oh no, it's eating through the felt. No, it's eating through the felt. Ah, it's stuck to me. How am I gonna wrap this around? Should I glue it? No, I should take more wire. I did in fact wrap the chain around the claw and then enveloped it with the glue. This is my new favorite glue. And then attach that to the other piece of felt. And the felt does get covered up with the paint on the outside, so it's fine. Grandstanding, this is kind of what this is looking like. There you go, now you get the idea. Just have to quickly put glue on the top, shove it up there, and hold it down. Hopefully you made the placement correct, because you can't go back now. Then I painted the base, because I don't want white peeping through. One of these just got stuck in here, and like, why didn't I think of that? Because that's adorable. Oh my gosh, wait, I don't want this red one though. I chose a little spiky green one, but I kind of wish I kept the red. Before you ask, where's the footage of you painting this? But anyway, I'm using metallic markers to add gold stars with mixed results. trying to make it so you can see and I can see. Shoot, I don't like that. Oh well. Come on, you can do better than that. Can I though? I'm not convinced. I finally realized to start the stroke at the tips of the star instead of ending it there. It makes the line much sharper. Yay, we're learning things. I did various sizes and shapes. I added some different little details. I really freehanded it. In some places it looks great, in other places you can definitely tell. What I'm non-coherently explaining here is I didn't want this one to be 360, so I'm gonna paint the back. I ended up deciding on white. I don't recommend it because there isn't enough light shining through the ornament anymore, so next time, probably something less opaque. And then I had to go in and clean up all the edges of the red. To explain, since I apparently did not film that, it's just two really thick lines on the side and then like a little bump to go around the top attachment. All right, that's all you get to see for now. Moving on. Now for the part I've been dreading. I'm just gonna go for it. Gotta be honest, part of me is just really thrilled with how much I am just winging all of this. Ooh, okay. No idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna make a burger. It's kind of funny because the person that I'm making this for is a vegetarian. It's like a nice burger patty top. I might leave that one like that. Might need to make a little clay plate actually to put it on. For the plate, I made a little disc. Then I took these definitely not clay sculpting tools to make little divots around it. It kind of looks like a pizza crust. Gives it some dimension. Does it look like a plate yet? For the top bun, I did the same thing, flattened the bottom, but I made it a little bit bigger so I'd have room to pull down the clay on the sides and become lettuce. Oh, that does look like lettuce! Okay, I'm happy with this. For the texture, I stabbed it repeatedly, both on the top and around the side, unevenly. For the patties, you want them to be a little more beefy. Thicker discs. I have a lisp, sorry. And then I feel like patties have some texture on them. I'm just gonna do like this. Again, just jab at it to make it a lot more uneven. Yeah, okay, that can work. And this one I'm gonna put cheese on top of, so. For the cheese, I flattened out a piece, smoothed it down. Make sure it's bigger than the patty. And then pulled the cheese down unevenly on top of it so it looks like it's melted. Ooh, okay, I'm liking the way this is turning out. Oh, you're supposed to score and then wet to get the stuff to stick together, but maybe it'll just all dry onto each other. I don't know. So here's where we are. I think once I paint it, it will in fact look like a burger. For painting, I started with the paint, which you can't really see. It's just an off-white. For the bun, I mixed brown and lighter brown, but it wasn't quite right. Let's see, primary yellow and canary yellow. This one looks a little more burgery. More! What do we think? And that color was quite satisfactory. I also don't know if I have a good green. I just looked, I don't see green. Oh my gosh, it's looking like a burger. I'm gonna lose it. For the patties, use a lighter brown as a base and then layer on the darker brown. You really have to shove the brush in the divots, but it gives it great dimension. I used that yellow for cheese. It looks absolutely processed. Perfect. I did find some green. I hope this is the... Oh my god, that's very bright. Bloop. I added some white for the washed out lettuce color. and then used darker brown on the top for the little bun seeds. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing, because I sure can't. Now for the paper bag backing. As in the movie, she gets it to go. Take a paper bag and kind of like crinkle it onto the back part here. We're just gonna go for it. That's always worked out, right? Gosh, that stuff smells awful, which probably means that it's not good to inhale it. What I did was attach the glue liberally to the outside of the globe, and you want to kind of pleat the bag down onto the glue. Hold that for a little bit longer than you think you need to. I cut off the excess on the top, and then I went back to fix a couple places to make things a little more flat. I did the same thing on the inside. Essentially, you're sandwiching the ornament, so you have to match up the edges, but this prevents the glue from being visible on either side. I said it in like the last video I did, I'm not great with lettering, so. Indeed, it was a tragedy worse than Hamlet, Macbeth, and Othello combined. Not to be dramatic. I didn't want all the text up on the top or up on the bottom. I want the burger to be in the middle, which is why I arranged it like this. I also glued down felt to the base of this ornament. And I glued the clay directly onto the felt. It's held up so far, and by so far I mean the week since I've given this to my friend. Moving on to the scuba diver. I tried to use foam to hold him up, which was a terrible idea, so I used wire. The key is to double the wire up. Make a circular base, then double that up. And then twist the wire together all the way up. Make a little loop and then slip the diver into that. And then attach it with more glue so it doesn't slide around. It's kind of hilarious that I painted the whole bottom blue just to put tape on top of it. Yes, it is, but I really wanted to secure the base with more than glue. I also painted the wire blue. Here's where we hit some rough seas. First of all, don't put sea glass and gems loosely inside. It will scratch the plastic and it can kind of knock the diver over. So I changed this later. I made little humps to look like waves all the way around. You have to put the diver in here so you know where to paint. And you have to layer on the paint with different shades of blue. It just looks better. More dimension. I've said that a million times, but it's true. I don't know why this footage insisted on being blurry, but I free-handed the octopus tentacles after I looked at like a clip art reference photo. Make it thick at the base, and then twirl a wiggly line around the ornament. Make sure the placement is okay. I did two of these. One that's larger and wraps all the way around the top, and then a secondary one to fill in some space. I don't really know where the footage went, but basically, once you fill in those shapes to make them more opaque, I added lighter blue on the top, and then some strokes of darker blue on the bottom. Again, shading, dimension. Then you want to make 2 rows of little oval shapes for the little tentacle suckers. This is not white, it's a very, very light blue. Also, you can make them come off the tentacle in certain places, which makes it look more 3D. Time for the bear! I made a little bow on the top, which I didn't think was critical to film. It just hides a little top plasticky bit. Truly, I winged this, and it was the first one I completed, which turned out so cute, and it gave me hope for the rest of the project. But I just decided a little bear in a snowy, Christmassy forest, because it's a bear. Two things. I had to trim the trees. You want them to be flatter on the side next to the bear so it lays flush, because we're gluing these down, and if they're hitting each other, it will try to lift up at the base. We don't want that tension. I did put a flattened sewing pin in the bear. I don't want to talk about how this looks. The point is to give it a nice, strong core, and I needed that because I had to bend it at some point. I did slash some scores into the bottom of the trees so the glue had a little more to hold on to. I also decided to trim the trees that were touching because, again, it was trying to lift up the bottom, and I put some glue in there as well. Oh, it's so cute! All that trimming removed the frosted tips, so I splotched on some white paint. And then I used some leftover pom-poms. It needed something, and this looks like adorable snowballs. Now to hide the ugly manufacturer stamp, I decided to paint some little hearts, which took a couple passes to go from kind of a mess to kind of cute. Did anyone see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? I had zero expectations, and it was worse than that. The thought I didn't finish here was, why is a horror movie based on a jump scare video game thoroughly unable to execute a jump scare? Amongst all the other problems, that somehow bothers me the most. Last minute touches, metallic detailing to the god-awful lettering, which didn't help. For the scuba diver, I ended up just gluing a little mountain of gems and sea glass together around him. I also added some different balls to the claw machine. Now sit back and enjoy the fruits of my self-imposed suffering.